All right, so this is not going to be a normal video. This is going to be an explaining some stuff video. There's no recovery happening here. There's no hauling job. There's no towing. So if that's what you're looking for, skip this one. Find something else. This ain't for you. This is more to clarify and explain for the 10% of people who just don't get it. 90% of you, great. You get it. You understand. You enjoy watching no matter what it is we're doing here. 10% of you, maybe not even that much. Straight over your head. So, first of all, the channel's name is Casey Liddell. That's me. It's not off-road recovery. It's not heavy towing. It's not anything like that. It is what I am doing at the time. Like right now, I am driving through the desert, heading to a job with the Zacklift. Finally, this Zacklift hasn't moved in a month, close to probably. It's been, the fact that there's no winters, you can see, we're in bone dry, blue sunny sky, nice sunrise happening over there. And winter weather is the main source of work for the heavy wrecker. So when winter doesn't show up, there's nothing for the heavy wrecker to do. People say, oh, we want to see more tow, we want to see more Zacklift. So do I, trust me, so do I. But I can't make trucks wreck, I can't make trucks get stuck, I can't make trucks break down. So if those things aren't happening, and they aren't happening to a point where the company that's on rotation is overwhelmed and I start getting the extra calls, then I don't get calls. It's truly that simple. This type of work, I can't just go out and film a video for fun of towing a wrecked truck out of a ditch or something like that. Like, that has to happen, and I have to be the one to get the call. And up until earlier this last year, 2025, there was only 2 of us companies in this whole area that had heavy wreckers. And then all of a sudden there's 4. The number doubled. And even when there was only 2, and also now there's 4, other than in a few cases of people that I know, friends who have trucks and stuff like that, I will be the last company that any commercial businesses, trucking companies, stuff like that, call to come tow or recover their truck. And the reason is YouTube. It's totally understandable. I fully understand and get that. That's how it is. A commercial business, when they're having a really bad day, when they have a truck wreck, a truck breakdown, things like that happen, they don't want some YouTuber showing up and putting their bad day all over the internet. It's the last thing a commercial business wants. So I've said this before, the bigger my YouTube channel gets, the much bigger of a problem that's become. And like I said, I understand that. I don't blame them one bit. I mean, if I wasn't in this business myself being a YouTuber, I wouldn't want my stuff all over YouTube anyway when that happens. And I know you say, oh, well, breakdowns happen, they shouldn't be feeling bad about that. Yeah, but when the breakdown is a U-joint broke and your driveline flew out and hit your hydraulic tank and dumped 50 gallons of hydraulic oil down the road in one of the fanciest high-end neighborhoods on the west side of town and made a gigantic mess, has all the neighbors out and pissed off and everybody cussing you out, you don't want that blasted all over YouTube. So, especially when that's where most of your customers are. Fully understandable. So, I'm not on rotation, so I won't get the rotation calls. Like, that's another thing I get. People say, oh, well, Ron Pratt and Pepe's towing, like, they record all that stuff, no problem. Yeah, they're on rotation. So, those people who they're going to recover, tow, whatever, they're not the ones calling them. The Highway Patrol, city, county, whatever rotations, those are who are calling them for it. So they just show up and start filming. The customer doesn't have a choice, and in most cases doesn't even know it's going to get put on YouTube. I, on the other hand, make clear of, I have a YouTube channel, we film the stuff for YouTube, and for most, like the owner-operators, smaller companies around here, we do it for free if they're okay with it being filmed on YouTube, but they still would rather go pay full price somewhere to have it done. And then you say, oh, just, why don't you charge them then? Great, but my job is also to run, well, other businesses as well, and keep these YouTube videos going. I simply don't have the time to go run the heavy wrecker full time and keep up with everything else if I can't also make YouTube videos out of it. I can double dip on the time to make YouTube videos to take that component out. It makes sense. But if not, I don't have the physical time to keep up with it. And I've even played the game with some of my customers who've ended up having a real problem with YouTube once it got big. Okay, you've been a great customer. We've always done good business together. You like the work I do. I like working with you. I will not film any of the stuff I do with your trucks, and then we can continue working together. I can continue providing the service, and I keep you as a customer. And they were totally okay with that. All right, fine. So the very first job I did for them after saying that and us coming to that agreement, probably like 4 or 5 people, because it was a longer tow, like 4 or 5 people took pictures or videos of my truck towing their truck down the road, posted it on Instagram or Facebook, and tagged both me and them. And so then it's exactly what they didn't want put out on video on the internet was out on video on the internet from multiple different people. So I'm not blaming those people at all. Like, they're fans of the channel and what I do, and they saw my truck doing it going down the road and want to take a picture or video. That's great. That's fine. I'm totally fine with that. Customer, not so much. So that ended that immediately. And that same type of thing has happened a few other times with a few other customers as well. Not the very next day, but happened as well. So it came to, yeah, we're just going to use someone else so that even other people aren't putting it out there. Fine. I understand that. That is the nature of the business with YouTube and having a business that deals with other commercial businesses. Fine. Now, where that gets changed, and you see this thing doing a lot of work, is when we're in snowstorms and bad weather and everybody's busy, trucks are slow off the road, they need out. Then the volume of calls goes up dramatically. So the amount of customers who are okay with the YouTube side, also the chance of that happening increases as well. And that's why you guys see videos of me doing heavy tows and recoveries with this thing, mainly in the wintertime. There's more likely to get a customer that is okay with it. And like I said, 90% of the time, depending on the customer and the company and all that, we'll go do it for free. So this year, as you can see, winter's decided it doesn't want to show up. Our snowpack in the mountains is like nothing. So it's completely dead on both the heavy tow side as well as the off-road recovery side. Because I've also said this many times, I don't do off-road recovery. I do snow recovery on Forest Service roads that are just unmaintained Forest Service roads, and we're in a tourist area, so most of the time it's out of the area. People, tourists, rental cars, people not here, stuff like that, whose GPS led them out of Forest Service road and they got stuck in the snow that they weren't prepared for. And we get comments all the time on these videos of, what an idiot not having snow tires on their car, living in the mountains like that. They don't live in the mountains like that. They live somewhere where it has never snowed in the history of histories. And they came on vacation to an area. And another thing about our area is normally in town, we spend a good part of the year, we're in town, the roads are dry and nice, like this. But as soon as you go up into the mountains, which are on the border of town, you're in snow and unmaintained Forest Service roads. So they came on vacation in a car fully capable of the roads they were on, and then GPS led them into roads they never should have been on and conditions they shouldn't be in. That's why you see so many people without tire chains on icy roads, without snow tires on snowy roads and all of that. It's not because they're so stupid and not putting snow tires on their cars for the winter time. It's because they don't live where it snows and they shouldn't. I get a lot of comments from Europeans, especially. Like I said, again, this is a small percentage of people who don't get it. Most are good thing. Europeans, same boat. But I get a lot of comments from Europeans of, in my country, it's illegal to not have winter tires on your car in the wintertime. Well, that's cool. Your country's the size of a postage stamp, so when it's winter weather in the whole country. Here, in case you guys notice, I live in the desert. most of my snow recoveries happen in the mountains. We have vastly different terrain, vastly different everywhere. Our country is huge. Even our states are huge and vastly different terrain. To make a rule, say just in Oregon alone, that you have to have snow tires on in the wintertime, when 90% of the people in the state will never drive on snow or ice, is ridiculous. So no, that's not something that's realistic here. It's why we don't have that here. And also, we have the freedom to travel wherever we want. So they can't say it's a law that in this area you have to have winter tires if you drive through. No one's going to be driving along, stop at a tire shop, buy winter tires for their car, drive out the other side of a county or whatever, stop at a tire shop and buy normal tires again. It's not realistic in our area, in our country, in our geography. It's not realistic. I get that European countries that are winter countries have that rule, but like I said, the whole country's wintertime at the same time, so it makes sense. But that being said, also the off-road recovery is completely dead this year because we don't have anything for snow. And a video that I shouldn't be surprised, let me say, I shouldn't be surprised with how many people got so upset over it, but did. I sold the Hagglins. Yes, I sold the Hagglins. In literally every single video I posted of the Hagglins, from getting it to the test run of it, to the recovery I did with it, all of that, in every one, I said I was going to sell it, or at least said I'm probably going to sell it. In one of those, I know I said it is actively listed for sale. I said in every video of it that I was going to sell it. Even the one that I know in the recovery, a bunch of people pulled up of, you had done the recovery, you said you loved the thing and it was great and you weren't going to sell it. And I said, no, I said I loved it, it was great. I shouldn't sell it. I don't want to sell it. It did awesome, which it did. And then I said, but I'm probably still going to sell it because I'm an idiot. That's kind of a joke, but I still said that. But, okay, the Hagglins, yes. Ultimate off-road vehicle, so freaking capable, can do so much. Extreme terrain like nothing else I've ever had. It can go so much farther, do so much more than any off-road vehicle I have ever had. That's great. What the fuck am I going to do with it here? We're in the desert. And yes, we do have mountains with snow in the wintertime, usually. This winter, we don't have that. And when I bought it, we had a huge storm predicted coming up, and then we're supposed to go right into our hard winter. And that didn't come. The snow never came. And now we're end of January now, and it's showing maybe later into February getting snow up in the mountains. Still ain't shit down here. What the fuck am I gonna do with the Hagglins here? Nothing. Go drive it up in the mountains on 6 inches of snow again that like I could really take this truck into? No point. A lot of people suggested, yeah, but you could use it for the radio tower jobs. Yes, I could. I absolutely could. Also, this year, there's not going to be any of those radio tower jobs because the ones I do and am hooked up with, they just drive their pickup up there. They don't even need the track Jeep to take them up there this year. But those radio tower jobs, once, maybe twice a year, maybe. And the most I've ever had to haul up to a tower site is one dude and a box the size of a microwave. Don't need the Hagglins for that. So for radio tower job stuff, yeah, the Hagglins definitely capable. So is all my other stuff. And one job a year does not justify a $100,000 machine that's going to go make not a fraction of that on one job. And I did say that it seems like once a year I get one gnarly snow recovery where something went out somewhere and then a big storm came and buried it. The track Jeep can't really do it. Yeah, I do. I get that. Like once a year. Hagglins, no problem. But I do have friends with snowcats, so I can call to come do it. And again, a $100,000 machine that you only need once a year. So now add the radio tower jobs, and oh, you only need it twice a year, but you really don't even need it for that one because the track Jeep does it just fine. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. So what did make sense, since our winter decided not to show up and the big storms that were on the forecast when I bought the thing never came, and then our whole long-term forecast even changed to say, yeah, we're just screwed this winter. It ain't happening, and I need to save money for a transmission, so I might as well sell the Hagglins for a $10,000 profit. So I had the Hagglins for a month, profited $10,000 off of it that quick. That machine would not have made $10,000 owning it the entire year through everything. So again, business-wise, where does it make sense to have a machine that expensive that won't make an entire year what you can make off of it in 1 month? Doesn't make sense. And I did say in there also that yes, I could have held out and I could have really sold that thing for another $30,000 if I would have put a lot of time and effort and set on it and done the marketing and cleaned it up. And got a few people, you're an idiot for not doing that. You should have just threw away $30,000. I mean, you could look at it like that, but I also look at it as volume. Obviously, I spent a lot of money to buy that machine. The winter towing recovery stuff with it ain't gonna work out this year. So I could sell it for a profit quickly at well under market value, because I bought it for far enough under market value that I was able to sell it for well under market value, which means quick sale. And not only do I get back all the money that I put out for that machine, but I also get back far more than that thing would have made in an entire year of owning it and running it and stuff like that. And then I have all of that money to do the next thing that I will make money off of, buying and selling, stuff like that. Yes, I could have sat on the thing, done a whole bunch of cleanup work and tried to dress it up and doll it up and armor all the fucking tracks or who knows what, and take the time and really held out for another $30,000, which I'm sure I would have got. One of those was just in an auction, an online auction, and it went for $113,000 or $130,000, one of the two. I can't remember. Either way, it went for a lot. I think it was $130,000, 135 maybe. And it was a stock Hagglins like mine. The tracks were not brand new replaced tracks. The bogey wheels were not all brand new replaced bogey wheels. It did have a paint job on the outside, and other than that, it was just dolled up and cleaned up. There was nothing special about it. It wasn't a tracked outdoors full-on build, anything like that. So I could have easily masked off the windows and sprayed that thing like whatever gloss gray that thing was. Check out the view up here coming into Prineville. Isn't that nice? Anyway, I could have done that to that machine and cleaned it all up and then sat on it and held out and got another $30,000 and had the thing for 6 months of sitting using it. But then in the meantime, I'm gonna run it, which means I'm probably gonna, well, I know I'm gonna have maintenance and maybe parts and all that. Now all those costs will start eating into what I would profit that extra $30,000 out of it. And if you have a failure, shit, the thing loses a transmission or the engine or something, which I don't think, it all seemed in great shape, but shit happens. Where'd my profit go? Now I have to sit on it for so long and work so hard at it, plus do all the any repair work and all that stuff to get money back out of it, and I'm back to that same smaller profit anyway. It just took longer, to hell of a lot more work to do it. It doesn't make sense. Especially when the running it I would have done wasn't necessary because it isn't needed this year. Hagglins, yes, you can do all kinds of crazy cross-country through the snow stuff, but again, we don't have that here. We're not allowed to go cross-country here on snow machines or track Jeeps or vehicles even. You have to stick to the roads and trails. So the ultimate off-road machine in an area that's where you're not allowed to go off of the roads, and in a year that there's no snow on the roads other than a small little layer, makes no sense. Sell the thing quick for a deal that the buyer's happy with, because a happy buyer can also be a repeat buyer. I've had that happen multiple times. I actually have some recurring customers now that I have sold equipment to that were so happy with what they got and the price they got it for, they use me to find their new equipment now. They'll call me up and say like, hey, I'm looking for this machine. This is what I need. These are the specs I need, this year range, all that, and here's my budget. See if you can find it for me. And if I can go find one that meets their specs and the quality they need, and I can buy it cheap enough that I can make the desired profit off of it for myself, I'll go buy it, make my profit, sell it to them, either haul it to them myself or arrange the transport, shipping, whatever from there. I make a profit off of it. They are happy. They know damn well I made a profit off of it, but it saved them from having to do all the legwork of hunting down machines and looking and all of that stuff, because they trust me to do that and find them a quality machine. And they've come back over and over for that, and it works out really well for both of us. But that is because I look for those deals that I can sell not so quickly, but I can get it a good enough deal that I can turn it over quickly. I'd rather work on the volume like that at lower prices than try to hold out for a big, huge payday that takes half the year to get a return on. Because remember, your money that you use to pay for that machine is out that entire time. If I try to do 3-4 big deals a year and one goes bad and I don't profit on, or market changes, or I find a hidden problem in the machine I didn't know and get screwed on it, and like I lose money on 1 out of the 3 or whatever, I'm screwed. Like, your whole year shot. You're not going to profit. If I do 20 to 30 deals a year and I lose out on 3 or 4 of them, it's okay, because I have enough others to make up for it that I'm still going to be all right in the end and have a profitable year, which is the whole goal of being in business, is to have a profitable business. Like, profit is not a crime, it's a goal. So just keep that in mind. Check out this beautiful courthouse here. Prineville Courthouse, all hand-cut stones. They got a flame out front for the veterans of the county. I believe that's what it's for. Oh shit, I shouldn't say that, because I think that's what it's for, but I don't want to be wrong on that because it symbolizes something. Either way, yes, that's the goal, turn a profit. And usually pretty good at doing that. I've had deals not work out, but you have enough others to make up for it, you turn out okay. Where if you try to do 1 big deal a year, or 2 or 3, and one doesn't work out, yep, there goes your whole year, and that's not good. Oh, and back to the Hagglins, because there were so many suggestions on all the things I could do with it to make money. I could use it to haul people out of the woods when lots of people are stuck in the woods. Well, number one, I've literally never got called to do that. I cannot think of a situation where that's come up at all in this area and ever needed to be done. It hasn't. But you get into, say, search and rescue scenario where like a car full, pickup full of whatever, 6 people stuck out somewhere. I'm not search and rescue. I'm not part of search and rescue. I'm not on search and rescue. We have a great, well, a few, because we're right on county lines here, great search and rescue teams in our area for both the Ochoco's to the east and the Cascades to the west. They do an amazing job. They are very capable. Deschutes County's got an awesome snowcat with a big man cab on the back, and haul a whole bunch of people. That's who does those jobs, not me. I'm not search and rescue. Though they are the professionals, they have the gear for it, they have the medical training, the equipment, all the stuff for that. That's who needs to do that stuff. They get people, I get vehicles. We keep that pretty separate. When they get called for stuff that is just a vehicle stuck somewhere and no one's in any danger, no one's in bad things, they refer it to the tow companies, because that's what we do. When I get calls for something and it's like, hey, we've been stranded out here for 2 days, and then now my elderly father rolled his ankle and can't walk in the snow, and he's in the snow stuck in the truck, and like, we need help. Like, you need to call search and rescue. I'm not coming for that. Search and rescue needs to go, because now we have serious, like, people's health and lives are at risk here. So that's search and rescue, not me. And search and rescue goes and does that. And if they need me to go get the vehicle later, after the fact, okay, because search and rescue goes and gets the people out, make sure everybody's safe, everybody's healthy, all their medical needs are taken care of. That's search and rescue. That's not what I do. And I've had people, why don't you join search and rescue? Because I can't, I mean, I would love to, but I can't commit the time to it that I feel I would need to do it correctly. And if I'm not going to be able to do it 100% and do it correctly and be there for everything and really commit to it, I'm not going to like half-ass commit to it. I'm going to leave it to people who can fully commit to it like should. I have a lot of my own stuff going on in businesses, and my businesses are all, well, this one is all on-call stuff. So I can't fully commit, and I don't want to be half-ass committed and like be there when it's convenient for me, but not really convenient for them. So it's like, stay out of that. Let the professionals do the professional things. And then I get vehicles when I'm called for it. So that's why I'm not part of search and rescue, and that's why the Hagglins and its search and rescue capability doesn't make sense in my operation. That's not a bonus for my operation. In fact, as I found out towing that one Dodge truck off Cascade Lakes Highway that recovery did with it, that big old huge man cab in the back, freaking pain in the ass when you're trying to pull someone on a Yankum rope. You're blind to what's going on back there. If he's dead center behind me, I couldn't see him out either mirror at all and see what was going on, see if it was digging and plowing, see if his wheels were turning one way or the other. If he'd come out one side, I could see him out one mirror, but then I go to make a turn, and you know, it's an articulated machine, so when you turn, your two mirrors are now pointed, one off into space and two in your side box of your rear unit. So when I'm going around a turn, I can't see the guy at all to tell if I'm pulling him off the inside of the turn, pulling him into the trees, anything like that. So that big old man cab on the back actually was a bit of a problem for recovery stuff, and it is no benefit to me on a search and rescue aspect or a hauling people aspect. The track Jeep hauls all the people I need to haul. So just simple business, the Hagglins in this area doesn't make sense. It's an all-terrain machine, not just a snowcat, but in this area you might as well just have a snowcat, because like I said, we're lava volcanic desert, super sharp rocks all over the place. Super sharp rocks destroy tracks. So when it's not snow covering those rocks, you don't want to run a tracked vehicle through them anyway, because you're just going to absolutely destroy it. And those tracks are like, oh, what was it? $6,000 a piece each, 4 of them, something like it was a lot. They're a lot. And so running them not in the snow doesn't make sense because it's way too expensive. Even like the mat tracks on my track Jeep, those are an all-season track, but I'm not going to use them all season. It is a benefit for me to when I want to unload down here and drive down the road to get to the snowy part and not haul my truck and trailer up into the snow, or when I got to drive down washboard, dirt, gravel road, whatever, to get to the snow. Oh yeah, then it's a big advantage. But I'm not going to use them all summer going out through the desert and the rocks. You just shred the tracks. So that's having that machine that can do all that doesn't actually benefit you the rest of the year because you're simply not going to use it. Now also, I don't know what you would say, Casey, you got to explain it to these people. You don't owe them that, or don't let the comments get to you when I'm replying to comments, stuff like that. Oh, I know. I'm very well aware. I do not have to explain any of this to anyone, and the vast majority of you guys get it, you see it, you watch the channel for what it is, and that's great. 100% great. I know I don't have to explain shit to any of these people, but I get paid for making these videos. So by making this video right here that I don't have to make, I'm just driving to a job and making a video that a whole bunch of these people are going to watch, the people who it's directed at. I'm going to make money off of that. So I'm going to make money off the people who are so all up in what I'm doing and everything. That's great. And then there's other people going to watch it, and I don't know, I hate to say enjoy this video because there's not much to it, but you know what I mean. Actual fans of the channel and me and what I do, who want to watch what I have going on, what I have to say, and I'll make money off that too. That's good. And then like the replying to the comments, oh, I know I don't ever reply to those comments, and I don't reply to the comments. So the people who have like the negative opinions, all that stuff, I don't reply because I really care or want to change their perception or anything like that. Comments are one of the biggest drivers of the algorithm. Huge driver of the algorithm. So replying to comments brings on more comments, and I can turn one comment into 10 or 15, and that all counts towards the algorithm that pushes that video out to more people, which gets more views, and I make more money off of it. I'm literally doing my job. The whole point of social media and this stuff is, that is a lot. I got a lot of trailers out there. The whole point is to get views, get clicks, make money off of it, earn an income from this business. Man, if you're looking for a trailer, they are here. Look at that. Yeah, so I'm not replying to those comments because they get to me so deeply. It got me so upset, and I really want to get this person to understand and we get on the same page. No, to drive the algorithm. This video right here, like I said, I had the time driving here. I'm gonna make money off this video. And here's a weird thing. Speaking of people like, we're here to see the recoveries. That's what people tell me what my audience wants. I think that's funny too. Your audience wants to see recoveries. They don't want to see you buying and selling. They don't want to see you just talking about stuff and you're walking around your yard and anything like that. And the numbers actually show the opposite. And this surprises me too. YouTube is owned by Google. Google is very good at deep diving in analytics and people and patterns and engagement and all of that. Very good. That's why they're Google. And they give us all the information that Google has on people's patterns and engagement in videos and views and how long they're watching, what type of people are watching, how interested they are in it, how often they're pausing the video and coming back to it, and or watching it straight through, and or skipping to something else and coming, and if they leave the video, what videos. I know when people click off my videos what videos they're going to watch after. I know what videos people came from to click onto my video. Google is amazing in what the information they give us, and quite a bit scary in the information they give us. But as far as you want to get into what people are actually into, like I said, this is very surprising to me as well. It's not the recoveries. The recovery videos are the lowest performing videos on my channel. The highest performing ones are these videos. Well, I shouldn't say that, not true. Late night editor Casey here, coming to you from the future to finish the thought that I started here, but trailed off onto my ramblings. The videos that have the highest audience engagement rate, which translates into the highest pay rate, the category that performs the best, not necessarily in total views, but total view number doesn't matter quite as much as you would think. It's actually the deep analytics of the video that really determine how much you get paid for a video. Anyway, the videos that perform the best are always the ones where I buy something far away, go get it, and then try to road trip it home. Those ones always do great. That is what you guys are, according to the analytics, most interested in and most engaged in. And the reason that performs so well is because advertisers are willing to pay a whole lot more to put their ads on a video that the audience is very engaged in. So that's why I can have a video that gets half the views but makes twice the money. It's all about that audience engagement. But those videos always perform the best. The problem is those videos are the most expensive to make because I have to buy a vehicle, fly somewhere, hotels, food, all the stuff, time on the road, and the worst part, like days away from my girls, which is why a lot of times in those videos you'll notice, like I say, well, on the way back we're gonna do this and we're gonna check out this and we're gonna do this, and in the first half of the video, like I'm doing stuff and all that, and the second half of the video always turns into, yeah, we just crossed through 3 states and we're home now, because I'm over, I just want to get home, so I like forget all the other stuff I planned and just book it for home. But those videos obviously most expensive to make because I had to buy something, and the video clearly is not going to pay for that. So I have to find some other way to make money with that vehicle. If I can use it in my business to, or make other videos with it while I have it or stuff like that, cool, that's fine. But that'll take a very long time to return that investment. So usually how that vehicle makes the most money is by selling it. So another reason I will buy and sell. I try to always use in between, and if it makes sense to keep, I'll keep. If it doesn't make sense to keep, I'll sell, plain and simple. But those are the videos that have the highest audience engagement rate, therefore the highest pay rate, often translating into the highest dollar amount paid, even if they don't get the biggest views. In general, these talking videos are actually the highest performing videos. Yeah, this is the whole like pulling back the YouTube curtain thing that most YouTubers don't want to talk about and just pretend like everything's hunky-dory. We make videos and YouTube pays us. This is great. No, this is how it all is behind the scenes. We have shit tons of information on all of you and what you're doing. Recovery videos, even if they get the big views, the audience engagement isn't there, which in turn makes the revenue not there because advertisers are not going to pay to have their ad in a video that doesn't have great engagement from the audience. They're going to pay a lot, though, to have their ad in a video where the audience is very engaged in the video. So I could have a video that has 100,000 views, and it's like this type of video. Has 100,000 views. I'm a bit on the lower end for like my stuff, and it can make 3 to 4 times as much in actual dollars revenue as a recovery video that has 250,000 views, like which is on the higher end. It's all determined off that audience engagement, how much advertisers are willing to pay. Another thing to keep in mind on the advertising side, a lot of people will complain about the ads I put in the videos. Like, why do I want to see something about this? I didn't put those ads there. Google did that. So the ads are placed, I don't get to pick what the ads are, I don't get to pick how long they are, I don't get to pick how many there are. Like, yeah, you can deep dive and go in and like eliminate ads from certain parts of your videos, but that also cuts your revenue off, and then YouTube gets pissed at you and then they suppress your video because YouTube's whole goal is to make money. So if your videos aren't making them money, why would they push out your videos? So it's not good to fuck with the ads that Google's putting, because they're putting them there for a reason. So let Google do what Google does, and if you try overriding Google, Google fucks with you and you don't make as much money and your videos get suppressed and then your channel dies down and you don't get a lot of views, no money, it's not worth it. So let Google do its thing. But I don't pick these ads. I don't pick where they go. I don't pick how many of them there are. I don't pick how long they are. Nothing. It's actually individually tailored for you by Google. If me and any one of you sit side by side and pull up one of my videos or any video on YouTube, we both hit play at the same time. When that first ad comes up, I'm going to see one ad and you're going to see a different ad. Google is going to put in front of a person what they think is going to work best for that person at the time with the advertiser list they have that they need to advertise out for. So I've had people complain like, I've had like dudes complain about like, why you think I want to see an ad about bath soaps and lingerie and blah blah blah? And it's like, I don't know, why does Google think you want to see an ad about bath soaps and lingerie? What have you been looking up that Google's been seeing you do that has led them to believe that that's what you're interested in? It ain't me. But yes, that's also one big thing to keep in mind, is people say there's a lot of like YouTube experts out there, YouTube coaches and all that shit, and a lot of it's just hocus pocus fluff. Pay me money and I'll tell you random shit and you'll believe it and I'll make money off you. But when it comes down to it, like all of them say, YouTube's goal is to audience engagement, keep people on the platform as long as possible, watching the videos. No, YouTube's goal is to make money. So think of it that way. YouTube's goal is to make money. So from our side, what we have to do, if we want to have a successful channel on YouTube, we have to make YouTube money. That's it. That's YouTube pushes the channels that make them money. End of story. Like, that's how it works. So if I'm doing things that prevent YouTube from making money, like going in, like I could go into this video right now, not right now because I'm filming it, and also not right now because right now is when you're watching it, and that means that's already done. Either way, I could go into this video and I could put how many ads YouTube puts in here. I could wipe them all out and replace it all with one ad. And that's all. There's just one ad. That's all you ever see is one ad. Well, I just cut 80% of YouTube's revenue on this video. So do you think they're going to push this video out to lots of people and they ain't making shit off of it? No. They're going to push out another video. And I'm sure like officially it's all on the audience and what they want to watch. YouTube doesn't push or suppress anything. Do we believe that? But videos that make YouTube money and creators that make YouTube money seem to do very well. If you turn off all the monetization on these videos so no ads play at all, Don't think YouTube would be too happy with that. So yes, there's lots of ads getting put in these videos, and YouTube's been making them longer and longer and packing more of them in. I'm seeing that as well, but that's not my choice. And it's funny, our revenue on our end isn't going up as these ads are getting longer and more getting in, but whatever. But I could go cut that back out of here, but cutting YouTube's revenue off is probably not the best idea when YouTube's the one who pays me. So yes, there's ads in the videos, and I try not to do too many of like my own ads that I do in the videos, because to be honest, I hate doing the ads. Absolutely hate it. So I only do it when there's a company I really like and feel strongly about what I'm saying. I can't bring myself to just do the whole fake ass ad pitch. Oh, I love this. This is my favorite thing of this, and my favorite thing about this thing is this that I've never actually used before. But I'm going to say it because they paid me to and handed me a script and give me money. So who cares if what I'm saying to you is true or not of it? I make money. I can't bring myself to do it. So I do 1, maybe 2 ads a month, but I'm not doing 3 to 4 videos a week. I hardly ever do the ads. But the ads pay 3, 4, 5 times what a video pays from YouTube. So if I did an ad in every video, I would make 4 to 5 times as much money off YouTube. That's huge. But I just have a hard time with it. I think people get mad. Oh, you had this cool vehicle and you just sold it. That was so dumb. So and so's not selling everything. They buy theirs and they keep it. Yeah, and these other ones, these heavily sponsored channels who run sponsorships in every single video and all this stuff. Yeah, they've got yards full of stuff just sitting there. Why? Because these sponsors paid for it all, and they don't need to sell it. And then eventually they'll do like Dave Sparks did and do a big yard sale and make hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in a day off of it. On top of making all the ad money as it led up to getting to that point. Either way, I'm not doing that. So these vehicles that I buy and the things I buy and do stuff with does have to make money on its own, aside from YouTube. So it's like the Hagglins. There is no sponsor paying me many thousands of dollars per video to run that thing. I mean, there could be, but I can't. If there was, I could just go do videos with that thing at random, whether it's needed or not, and I'd be making thousands and thousands of dollars per video. All of a sudden the thing makes sense to keep. But I'm not doing that, so it has to make money on its own, not from all that stuff. So how does it make money? It ain't gonna make money this year by doing jobs, clearly. So it's gonna make money by selling it for a profit. And I could turn it over quickly, get all the money back out of it, plus the profit, have that money to invest in the next thing. Maybe get myself something to like a keep thing vehicle I really wanted for a long time, and I did find I might have bought already. And do it again with something else to make more money. And that's what I've always done since long before YouTube. That's how I've made most of my money, is buying and selling a lot of Jeeps way back in the day. But equipment has been a big thing. So to continue doing that, it's kind of like my thing. Instead of doing these sponsorships that really annoy me and annoy a lot of people too, I'm actually running a business side of it to kind of make that money instead. But it doesn't make as much money as sponsorships do. But either way, to make a good living off of instead. And I really don't think it's the worst idea in the world to not put 100% of my eggs in the YouTube basket and actually have another source of income that can continue once YouTube is dead and gone, or if it just shuts off tomorrow or anything like that. So that's why I buy and sell stuff. I don't have big huge sponsors paying me many thousands of dollars per video to just do stuff for the hell of it, where I can have a yard full of all these vehicles sitting here and everything. Trust me, I'd love to keep all of it, never have to sell anything, and still make the money. I'd love to have a big old fancy shop, heated shop and all that. But I can't bring myself to do the fake ass ads. I should probably, one person did say to me, the way you have to look at it is all they're doing is buying ad space on your channel. That's it. And I should probably look at it like that, because maybe one day once all this YouTube stuff fades away and it's all a thing in the past, I'll probably really kick myself in the ass for leaving literally millions of dollars on the table with sponsorships over however long this lasts. But yeah, someone told me, no, you just look at it as all they're doing is buying ad space on your channel, just like the advertisers that Google's putting in there are doing that aren't your actual opinions or promotions or anything like that. Just like all this commercials that are in the NFL or a basketball game, or a NASCAR driver's got 5 million freaking patches and stickers all over his body and his car. Make the money. Probably should look like that, and I think if I did that, I would have to be telling advertisers exactly that. You're buying ad space on my channel, you're not buying my opinion. So I won't say, I love this so much that because it does this. I will say, this product does this here, this, and this. If it's right for you, fucking buy it. If not, 60-second ad and we're back to the video. That's probably how I should go about it. I mean, they wouldn't pay as much, and I've tried that with a few. I should push a lot harder. I tried with a few, and they said a hard no because I wouldn't read a script. Every other YouTuber's out there is reading a script, and I won't, so they won't do it. But I could probably push that a little harder. I might have to drop the rate down a little bit to get that to go through, but maybe that's a way to still make more money off the YouTube side and continue to buy and sell, because that's my steady business over all the years. Towing is not a long-term, steady, good business for me, because it's in this area, it's so weather dependent. And yes, I know you say like get on the rotations. No desire to be on a rotation. Absolutely not. Right now, the current average in heavy towing is 50% of heavy truck wrecks the insurance companies don't pay for and abandon the wreck with the tow company. 50%. You know how much it costs to go do these big accident recoveries and cleanups, and the tow company is responsible for the environmental cleanup, fuel spills, all of that stuff, and 50% of them aren't getting paid for. No desire to get in that business. Plus, you have to have the secured lot and all the stuff, and that's like buying a place like a yard like this and fencing it all in and doing all the stuff. Plus, you have to have at least 2 of whatever truck sized. Like, so if I was going to be in the heavy towing recovery, I'd have to have 2 heavy wreckers, and they'd have to be staffed 24/7 plus the yards. It's for half the jobs not to get paid for. Doesn't make sense. So I have no desire to be on the rotations. The number of heavy tow companies in the Central Oregon area, Deschutes County of ours, in the last 6-8 months has doubled. And then winter never showed up. So everybody's kind of like, what do we do this year? I luckily have other things going on. So for those of you who complain about me doing other things, what would you prefer I do? Sit here and go broke waiting for the phone to ring because all you want to see is a tow truck? If that's what you want to do, go watch Pepe's Towing, go watch Ron Pratt, because they're showing up and filming customers who didn't call them and didn't agree to be filmed. Not that that's a bad thing in all cases. I know some have gotten pissed and videos have had to get taken down from both of them for that. Notice Rick Murphy, who I'm good friends with, talk with regularly, he had to stop posting all his heavy towing, like all stop, because it absolutely was shutting his business down, and that's his main business. So he completely cut that off the channel. Notice, like, totally separated it. That's why. And I don't feel like putting people on YouTube who don't want to be on YouTube. You'll see that some of our recoveries, we don't film the person. If they don't want to be on YouTube, that's fine. I don't want to be on YouTube half the time either, but here we are. So yeah, I'll tell people, yeah, you don't have to be. I'll film from the outside, and you can stay in your car, and I'll never put you on camera. No problem, and I'll still do the job for free. So yeah, that's where we're at with this business side of things, and why the Hagglin was sold. Why was it sold? Because what the fuck am I going to do with it around here? It's a completely pointless vehicle. We can't go cross country. We have to stay on roads and trails even when it's snowy. Snowmobiles can. The Hagglins doesn't count as a snowmobile. So there's no use for it. If it snowed a shitload like normal up in the mountains and we had deep snow to go through and drag people out of, it would have made sense to still use it, even though it's not completely necessary, because there would have been enough snow to justify it. And it would have got good views and whatever. But that didn't happen this year, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. We might get a late dumping of snow, but it's just going to be for like a week or two. It's not going to be a 4-month-long deep snow season like normal. A couple weeks. Doesn't make sense. So the Hagglin sold because that's how it made more money than it ever would have made with me continuing to own it. That's business, and my goal in business is to turn a profit. Profit is not a sin. Profit is a goal. And as I was told a very long time ago with buying and selling stuff by someone who's very smart and very successful businessman, the time to sell something isn't when you want to sell it. It's when someone wants to buy it. Because if you hold on to it until you're ready to sell it and there's no one who wants to buy it at that time, it's worthless. An item is only worth what you can sell it for. So you might think it's worth $100,000, but if it's the wrong timing and the market isn't right and there's not people who are ready to spend that kind of money on some piece of equipment like that at the time, and all you can get for it's 40, hey, your $100,000 piece of equipment is only worth 40. But if someone comes up to you and says, I'll give you $100,000 for that thing right now, it might not be when you want to sell it, but hey, sell it. Go find something else. That's how you continue to go in this whole business and game and keep things going and move on to the next thing. And that higher volume of stuff allows you to do more transactions, which turns out to a bigger profit at the end of the year. So I've got a job to go do. KC rant over. We're finally using the Zacklift again, which hasn't happened in over a month. And we'll see you next time. Oh, also, if you're complaining about this video being not a normal video, no shit, Sherlock. I said in the beginning, and if you still watch and are still upset by it, it's your fault, not mine. Brakes are already released. Push the buttons for nothing. I wonder if they're selling any of those. If there's that many in one spot, they got to be going for cheap. Anybody looking for a 53-foot trailer? Get a hold of me. I'll make you a deal.